My grandmother's biryani recipe I have given to my mother will give to my daughter.
Okay.
Same thing they think is parenting. Grandmother जिस तरह से parenting करती थी, they think they have to give it to their mother and mother has to give it to the daughter. Parenting
Correct.
is not a recipe.
Yes.
That has to be passed down from generation to generation.
True.
You know, because I teach NLP, because I am a coach, most of my clients, you will not believe it, all have childhood traumas only.
Yeah.
Every mother will come from integrity and love, but the way she shows it is not actually very conducive for that child. हम लोग बच्चों पे चिल्लाते हैं, हम लोग उनको force करते हैं. You can't do this. I am the mother. मैं प्यार से ही तो बोल रही हूँ. जी नहीं, आप प्यार से कुछ नहीं कर रहे हो. आप ईगो से बात कर रहे हो. I have always been an actress. From the time I delivered my first child, who is now 32 years old, I have always been an actress. First TEDx talk was all about how a director completely, mentally, absolutely finished me. Changing. लेकिन इंडिया में जब आप अपने पेरेंट्स को कहते हो कि आई नीड अ श्रिंक और आई नीड टू सी अ काउंसलर, तो पेरेंट्स बिल्कुल डगमगा जाते हैं. दे गेट वेरी शॉक्ड कि हमारी परवरिश में क्या रह गया. Why are we good parents? It's got nothing. I could not be a Miss India because I got married only at 2021.
Oh.
So
okay.
I was always a Mrs. all throughout my life.
Okay.
So I'm like यार ये मेरी ख्वाहिश अधूरी रह गई. यार मैं हमेशा से मिसेस ही रही. और फिर बहुत
Hello everyone. Welcome to Mehul Shah show Baatoo Hi Baaton Mein. We are celebrating beauty of talents, journey from Women's Day to Mother's Day, co-sponsored by Prihuja, our upcoming Banaras Sari brand. Shanvi Creation, the tagline is wear more, just rent it so that you don't have to repeat it. Skin Sense, our best doctor is a skin partner. Busy Card of NFC Photo QR digital business card. The tagline is connecting busy people. Today, I have a very special guest of honor on my talk show. She has started a career from Bollywood and today she is a successful NLP coach. She had worked in many popular films like कहो ना प्यार है, 36 Chinatown, मैं प्रेम की दीवानी हूँ, Roadside Romeo and many more. Worked in many TV serials like किस देश में है मेरा दिल, ये मेरी लाइफ है. Apart from that, in 2002, she was runner-up for Miss India, and in 2006, she participated in one of the dance reality show, that is Nach Baliye with Mr. Bakhtiar Irani. She is a mother, actress, entrepreneur, NLP coach, and author of her own book, If I Can, So Can You. Audience, I am presenting a very special guest of honor on Mehul Shah show Baatoo Hi Baaton Mein, or I can say from Kaho Na Pyar Hai to Baatoo Hi Baaton Mein. I am presenting Miss Tannaz Irani, ma'am from Mumbai. So hi ma'am, welcome to my show.
Thank you.
And it's like a really an honor to have you and happy Mother's Day.
Thank you so much.
My pleasure, ma'am. Okay, so ma'am, you being a mother, actress, entrepreneur, author. So how do you balance and manage your everyday life in your routine?
So balancing means that every day requires a new balance. It's not a formula that I can follow. Every day will require me to be a little more of a mother, or a little more of maybe an entrepreneur, a little more of an actress. So the basic thing that I find that really helps me is to plan my entire month.
Okay.
The minute you set your agenda, the minute you set your timetable, जिसे कहते हैं ना, जैसे how you have in school.
Correct.
So the minute I set my agenda of the month and my schedule of the month, I find my life much more easier. See, everyone has the same 24 hours,
True.
right? But it's how well you plan your 24 hours. So sometimes maybe my daughter needs my attention a little bit more.
Okay.
Maybe I know that, okay, in the next month, in the middle of the month, she has her exams, or I know that I'm going to be launching a new workshop. So I
Okay.
need those 3 days. The minute you know I need those 3 days, I can't have anything aage piche, you're going to set it up accordingly. Planning is the best source of balancing.
Correct.
If you are planned well, if you have your, your schedule well planned, and of course there are emergencies, there are sometimes, a surprise lunch or a surprise dinner comes up, or some guests come over, then I can squeeze it in. I know that I have these 4 hours free, so I can schedule my school friends. Achanak say somebody comes out from abroad,
True.
or like your other friends want to meet, or there is somebody's birthday party. So I feed it all in. But I know that after that, the next day I have an early morning. So I make sure that yes, I attend, but I come back.
Okay.
The minute you are planned, you can absolutely convey and communicate that to your family members, plus to other people.
Correct.
The minute you are crystal clear, everyone around you will fall into place. But you have to be the one that will set up your schedule.
Correct.
Yeah.
True. Okay. So, ma'am, like, what are the most rewarding and challenging part of motherhood for you?
I think the most rewarding part for me is, see, because I teach conscious parenting, I look at motherhood completely different. I feel every time I have 3 children.
Okay.
One of them is 32 years old.
Oh.
One of them is 17 years old. He'll
Okay.
turn 17 now in another 2-3 days.
Oh, wow. Great.
And one is 13 years old.
Achha.
So I've got a daughter, a son, and a daughter.
Okay. Great.
Now, the way I look at motherhood is that I am not actually teaching them anything.
Correct.
They have come into my life to teach me something.
True, ma'am.
Because if you understand everything about a soul connection, if you understand everything about life, about your higher self, that we are we're spiritual beings, and we have come to have an earthly experience. That is exactly what I feel every day of my life. And every time I have given birth to a child of mine, I think they have come into my life to teach me something.
True, ma'am.
So when I had my daughter 32 years ago, I think she had just come to teach me that, what is love, what is, to give of yourself, because I was very young. I was only 21 years.
Oh.
So, to have a child at that time, I always loved children. I love children. I love to have them around.
Correct.
But she taught me something completely different.
True.
When my son was born, he taught me something completely different. So I think the way we look at motherhood should change a little bit.
Correct.
I think every mother nowadays feels that, oh, I'm a mother, मतलब मेरे सर पे एक crown है या मेरे सर से 2 सींग उगाए हैं.
Correct.
You are not the be all and end all of knowing everything. They are actually coming to your life. They are those beautiful souls that have chosen you. Matlab, whatever the interaction is, you are going to complete their soul journey, and they are going to complete your soul journey.
Correct.
I think we have to start understanding that we are one. Just because you're older, just because you're more experienced, doesn't mean you are right. You might be more experienced. You might be able to guide them better. Of course, you can be their guiding force. You can be in charge, but don't be in control.
Correct.
What happens is parents nowadays want to just control everything.
True.
That is a wrong word. I like to be in charge, and I like them also to take charge of their own decisions. I know it is wrong, but who am I to say that that wrong decision isn't a correct thing for them to learn in their journey of life? The way I parent, the way I also teach conscious parenting could come across as a very different and a life-changing, aspect for normal parents, because they are conditioned to think in a very old-fashioned way. मतलब उन लोगों को ऐसा लगता है कि my grandmother's biryani recipe I have given to my mother will give to my daughter.
Okay.
Same thing they think is parenting. Grandmother जिस तरह से parenting करती थी, they think they have to give it to their mother, and mother has to give it to the daughter. Parenting
Correct.
is not a recipe.
Yes.
That has to be passed down from generation to generation.
True.
parenting is all about the conscious moment now, because your grandparent had to be a very different parent. Today I have to be a very different parent than my grandmother, isn't it?
True.
Because जिस दुनिया में मेरी grandmother रहती थी, वो दुनिया खत्म हो गई है. वो दुनिया अभी एग्जिस्ट करती ही नहीं है.
True.
वो इंसान भी आजकल एग्जिस्ट नहीं करते. You understand?
Yeah.
So I can't expect that, and my grandmother cannot expect that I will parent my child the way she parented my mother. And you know, because I teach NLP, because I am a coach, most of my clients, you will not believe it, all have childhood traumas only.
True.
हमारे एब्सोल्यूट ट्रॉमास कब के हैं? अब के तो नहीं है. If I ask all my clients, all my students, that is there any trauma that you are holding on to? All of them will say yes, all the traumas are from my childhood.
Correct.
Why? Because that small child cannot process those emotions. And when you have not been emotionally available as a mother or a father, if you haven't been emotionally available for that child, you have not let him completely absorb those emotions or process them. सारी बातें तो हमारे चाइल्डहुड में ही होती है.
True.
क्योंकि बच्चों के प्रॉब्लम्स बहुत छोटे होते हैं. बच्चे छोटे, उनके प्रॉब्लम्स छोटे, उनका दिमाग छोटा. और हम किस तरह से, हाउ डू वी डिसिप्लिन देम? बाय बीइंग एन अडल्ट. यू नो, तुम बड़े हो, नाउ थिंक बेटर, नाउ थिंक बिग. बट हाउ? And suddenly when that child starts talking big and better, then suddenly the parents say, अरे तुम तो अभी बच्चे हो. You know, छोटी मुंह बड़ी बात. So today in the world that we're living in, 100% everyone has to learn conscious parenting. Someone has to teach good parenting, because everyone who gives birth to a child thinks that I should know parenting and I'm an automatic parent. And that is where all the problems happen, and that is where all the traumas get filled in with children at a very early age. You need to learn parenting. It's enough that we think that just because we have produced a child, we have, you know, got all the necessary equipment to be a parent.
True, ma'am.
You know,
True.
You will come from a source
Great
of
thought, ma'am.
integrity.
Yeah.
Every mother will come from integrity and love. But the way she shows it is not actually very conducive for that child. हम लोग बच्चों पे चिल्लाते हैं, हम लोग उनको force करते हैं. You can't do this. I am the mother. मैं प्यार से ही तो बोल रही हूँ. जी नहीं, आप प्यार से कुछ नहीं कर रहे हो. आप ईगो से बात कर रहे हो.
Correct.
You know,
right.
Tell me the time when you felt comfortable with your mother and father, when they understood you, when they gave you the responsibility. आप fail हुए हैं. They gave you the responsibility, you failed, but then what did you do? You became twice more efficient.
True.
You became twice more responsible. कि नहीं यार, मम्मी ने मुझे responsibility दी. My mom gave me the love, she gave me the responsibility, and what did I do with that love? I should have been a little more careful.
Correct.
I should have heard her. मम्मी ने बताया तो था, मैंने सुना नहीं ध्यान से. Then what happens?
True.
जो discipline आता है, जो responsibility आती है उस बच्चे में, वो अंदर से आती है. And that will never fail.
True,
that will never fail.
True. 100% true.
So, you know, I can go back to the time, I'm sure you also, I'm sure my friends also, I'm sure everyone who's watching also, the time when your parents gave you that responsibility, or they sat back and watched you, you will perform very well. You
Correct.
will perform the best. और वो performance आप जिंदगी भर उस पे बरकरार रखोगे. You will be the best all your life.
Correct.
But the minute I will stop you, I will control you, I will force you, you will keep fighting back. You will keep
Correct.
fighting back.
True, ma'am. 100% true.
Why are we only
We
talking?
agree.
Yes, why only talk about mother and child? Even husband and wife. The minute husband and wife will fight for a certain thing, the wife will fight back or the husband will fight back. लेकिन अगर आप प्यार से उन्हें करने देते हो, तो he will understand, he will come back and say नहीं.
True, ma'am.
यार बीवी ने इतना बोला था, She's given me the responsibility. I have to perform.
True.
It is human nature.
Human, 100% true.
Yeah.
Great point, ma'am. Great point you have covered.
Yeah.
Okay, so ma'am, my next question to you is like, what advice you would like to give to moms like who are chasing for their dreams while taking care of the families?
Okay, so first and foremost, I want to say that I have always been an actress. From the time I delivered my first child, who is now 32 years old, I have always been an actress. That has been my dream, my passion. मतलब अगर आप मुझे पूछोगे कि what do you want to be if you weren't an actress, I would have said I'm dead. If I wasn't an actress, I would have died. That was as much as I love to be an actress.
Correct.
But having said that, the entire beauty of giving birth to a child and spending time with that child for the first 3 to 5 years is the best award you can ever get in your life. Because that child, that soul, and that brain and that mind need you only for the first 5 to 7 years. That's it. The minute you have set your child up in the first 5 years, everything that you have taught the child, character, the way he will think, all his lessons in life, even languages, because it's highly scientific. The brain is the most absorbent in the first 7 years. And I can proudly say I have been there for all my 3 children for their first 7 years.
Okay.
Plus, I have lived my dream. So, ऐसा नहीं है कि I have given up my acting, and I have three children. I've never given up my acting. Yes, sometimes I've taken a little, step back.
Break.
A little bit of a break. Luckily for me, when I first started, I had a good system at home. I had a backup family. My in-laws were there. Everyone was there to take care of her. And at that time, we used to pack up early.
Okay.
When I was doing television in those days, we used to pack up max by 4 or 6. So it was like a normal working day, and the rest of the time I was with my daughter. So whenever there was a birthday party or whenever there was, she wanted to go out, I would take 4 or 5 days. Itna matlab aajkal ke jaisa, I was not packed. Like nowadays, actresses are completely working overtime, Luckily for me, when my eldest daughter was born, I was not that packed with work.
Okay.
I used to work 7 days a month, which is fair enough, 7 to 10 days. And the rest of the time I was with my daughter. I would take her out, birthday parties ho ya kuch bhi ho, I would drive her, I would dress her up, we would spend that time.
Good.
Or if I was going to meet my friends, I would take her along with me.
Correct.
So she would get exposed to things. And with my son, it just so happened again, by the grace of God, I was with him for the first 6 years of his life.
Oh wow.
We were shooting, but very little upar niche.
Correct.
And I had some of my shooting used to be, just ads and stuff like that. So I had enough time for him. And when my daughter was born, by that time, we used to almost shoot all the ads and stuff at home. So luckily for me, it was all organic, and I could be with my children, and I'm very happy about it.
Correct.
Very happy, and I'm very. I think all mothers who have a dream, all mothers who want to work, all mothers who want to, follow their passion, by all means do it. By all means do it. But it is also very important, very, very important for you to be with your child.
True.
And that job can only be done by a mother. Because that entire karmic connection, that entire soul has only chosen you. Everything that you say is like, etched in gold for that child.
Correct.
हम कहते हैं कि एक बच्चा भगवान का रूप है, लेकिन हम लोग ये नहीं समझते कि उस बच्चे के लिए तुम पूरा का पूरा भगवान और दुनिया हो. The way a mother will teach when she's at home, if she is at home, she's relaxed. She doesn't have to overthink. She's not stressed. There is no cortisol running in her body. She's ekdam relaxed. She's not earning money. She's not thinking about the office. It all बहुत गहरा असर पड़ता है उस बच्चे के ऊपर. And it's only 5 years.
Oh, wow.
It's only the first 5 to 7 years that you need to sacrifice a little bit. But the work you are doing for that child, you are bringing up an entire human being into this world. And he will always remember his mom's words. Even till today, I mean, sometimes even when I'm at work, I'm sure all of us, when we are at work, when we are out with our friends, जब हम अकेले जाते हैं, जब हम घर छोड़ के हायर स्टडीज के लिए जाते हैं, किसकी आवाज आपके मन में गूंजती है? आपकी माँ की आवाज।
करेक्ट।
यू नो, तब आपको बहुत इरिटेटिंग लगता था कि वो सेम बातें माँ बोलती रहती है, लेकिन आज वही बातें आपको बहुत सुकून महसूस दिलाता है जब आप अकेले हो. So it's like a job that is better than anything that I can do. और मैं हमेशा अपने बच्चों को कहती हूँ कि you are my Filmfare Award, you are my Oscar Award. जब वो लोग कुछ अच्छा करते हैं, and I just look at them, और उनको पता भी नहीं कि मैं अंदर से इतनी खुश हूँ. They have no idea that I'm so happy inside. Correct. So in my mind, I'm always like, this is my award. I don't need an outside fake award from somewhere else. This is life. This is life. Unfortunately, we think this is not life. We are busy with our own world. Half the mothers, nouveau-riche mothers, who have just gotten into money right now, who are just, I want to be a fashion designer, I want to be this, I want to be that. Fine, follow it. But this is your best creation. Your child is your best design you can make, because this is going to live on longer than you. And he is going to be making an entire family behind him, all based on what you taught him.
True.
It's a huge job, a huge responsibility.
Correct.
And I would actually appeal to people, if you don't have the time and you don't have the mental, depth to have a child, then don't have a child. It's not necessary. It's not necessary to have a child. But if you're having a child, that is your biggest job.
Responsibilities.
Biggest job.
True, ma'am.
Yeah.
Correct. Okay, ma'am. Thanks for your answer. And ma'am, so my fourth question is like, how has motherhood outlook your life and success?
I think thanks to motherhood, I can appreciate all the success that I've got. And I've always lived my life as if that अगर मेरे बच्चों ने ये देखा तो वो क्या समझेंगे. And I think they have been the main reason why I have always chosen a path where not only I am happy, but they will also be proud of their mother.
Correct.
I have also learned to be very patient, very loving with the younger generation when I'm working with them, because I do a lot of serials, I do a lot of work.
Correct.
Where we have a lot of younger generation working with me.
True.
So I always make sure that I am kind to them, because you never know, did they have a fight at home? What are they facing at home? How have they come to work? And what are all the difficulties that they're going through? We have no idea, because everybody is fighting a battle which you cannot see, including your driver. I always, even if I'm angry or the person has done something wrong, I never pounce on the person. I always ask, why has this happened? And I ask it very calmly. So, agar there is a problem, and if there is something really that's happened, they will tell you.
True.
Immediately. They're comfortable to tell you. And they say, because this has happened, or this happened. And they're like, okay, chalo, theek hai. Okay, fine. Is everything okay? Then you go on. What also happens when you treat people like that and they're comfortable with you, they will not lie to you.
Right.
That is why when people say, oh, my staff is always lying, or my child is always lying, your child is lying because you have always attacked your child every time they have said the truth. Try and understand that mistakes happen. And just because you are old and you have made mistakes and you forgive yourself, that doesn't mean the child cannot make mistakes, The minute you will understand your child's point of view, he will not lie to you.
Right.
He'll be comfortable to, tell you the truth. So I live my life like that. I live my career like that. Also, my career choices have always been that something that my children are comfortable with. So I will not do OTT where there is too much of exposing, there is too much of, physical interaction.
Yeah.
That is not to say I do not appreciate everything that's happening and other actresses that do it. I think they are beautiful when they're doing it. It's just that I can't, my Zamir will not allow me to do it.
Yes.
My, mindset will not allow me to do
Correct.
it, because this is how I want to be with my children. But of course, every actress has her, option and mindset, and that's perfectly fine. Yeah, that's how I've always handled my life, my career, my choices, and sometimes, even my struggles, and things that I am, working towards. And my children can see that I'm still struggling, or I'm still working hard, or I'm still, kind of pushing myself. And they always say, but Mama, why are you doing it now? Or like, Mom, aren't you too old for this? And I'm like, no, this is something that I have committed to. I will do it.
Correct.
ये मेरा commitment है. So they can learn from me. It doesn't matter how old you are, how senior you are. आपने एक बार अपनी ज़बान दी, आपने commitment दी, you have to live up to it.
True.
And they've always seen me doing this. So I rather lead by example. I think that's what motherhood has helped me to also refine myself as a human being, so that I can be a good example for my children.
Great. Great journey, ma'am. Great.